What up, though? It's your boy Meech, aka the Siage Saint. Hope everyone's doing well. Time for another fragrance video, and today we are going to talk about back to school fragrances. At the time of this recording, it's Tuesday, August 27th. I know some kids in my neck of the woods went back to school yesterday, some are starting today. My kids are lucky to have another week, they start next week. But in any event, back to school is in full swing, whether it's middle school, high school, college. Kids are returning to school in droves, and I thought it would be a good idea to talk about some fragrances that could work for that back to schooler in your life. So we have 6 fragrances from my collection that I feel will work great for back to school, and I even got something for the young ladies as well. Without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so a couple of months back, I did a video on fragrances that I thought were appropriate for prom. And in a similar fashion, when I think about back to school fragrances, I'm looking for fragrances in my collection that are a bit more youthful, playful, have mass appealing scent DNAs. So keep that in mind as we go through this video and talk about these fragrances. But the first fragrance that I want to talk about is a fragrance that is highly regarded in FragCom as one of the better affordable warm weather options, but I definitely think it has a scent DNA that you can wear all year round. We are talking about Missoni Wave, my capless bottle of Missoni Wave, because this is a tester and testers come without caps, which is a little bit upsetting for me because the cap is magnetic. Y'all know I love those magnetic caps, but this is a great fragrance. It smells really nice. You get this citric aquatic vibe. There are a lot of aromatics in this fragrance: clary sage, I think rosemary, juniper berry as well. I could be misquoting the aromatics, but it is definitely aromatic with a citric marine type of vibe. But this is a nice smelling fragrance that definitely could be worn, in my opinion, all year round. Does it shine brighter potentially in the warm weather? Yes, but you can apply more sprays for the cooler weather if you're looking for something maybe that will cut through the cold or something like that. This smells great. It's very affordable. 100 ml bottles like this you can find on discounters for $40 or less in some cases, but a nice sea-based citric aromatic fragrance that could work for your back to schooler, Missoni Wave. All right, next up is a fragrance that is an inspired by or clone interpretation of Parfums de Marly Setley. This is one of the unique bottle designs in my collection. It's very shiny, as you're about to see. This is Mahir Legacy by Lattafa. Some people say Mahir Legacy Silver because there's actually a black bottle as well, but the silver bottle is the Parfums de Marly Setley clone. Got the horse head, the chest piece here. This is very heavy too, but what do you get here? You get a, very aromatic citric fragrance. It smells like a Sprite when you initially spray this on your skin, or at least my skin, and I've heard other people say that as well. So you get this lemon lime type of accord. It's very aromatic as well, woody as it dries down. This is just a very mass appealing scent DNA. I would say the dry down maybe makes this a little more mature, not like old man mature, but I'm saying like, maybe junior, senior in high school, college student would probably rock with a fragrance like this. It smells great. For it to be an inspired by fragrance, it's very close to Parfums de Marly Setley, and I bought mine on Amazon for like 20 bucks. So you can find this fragrance somewhere in that $20 to $25 price range. There's a mint accord in here as well, not too minty or spicy, but just gives this a nice touch. This is a nice fragrance that just works. Very versatile, could be everyday, could be your everyday scent in your rotation, and you will be just fine. Mahir Legacy by Lattafa. All right, sticking with the Lattafa fragrances, this may be my favorite Lattafa fragrance in my collection. I have a handful, but I'm a really big fan of Fakhar Black by Lattafa. This is an interpretation of YSL Eau de Parfum, so Yves Saint Laurent's Y Eau de Parfum. This is a blue fragrance. For those that don't know what a blue fragrance is, it's like a fragrance that gives you that shower gel or fresh out the shower smell. There are a number of these type of fragrances on the market that accomplish that in different ways. Fakhar Black, like YSL tends to be a bit sweeter with an apple note. There is some fresh spiciness and aromatics in here as well, but that apple note is really a standout. It smells really nice. This is a compliment getting fragrance. I've garnered a compliment or two wearing this fragrance. For me personally, because I'm older, this is usually more of a grab and go, like post gym shower type of fragrance for me. But for a young person, this is definitely one that could be a signature scent and one that absolutely works for back to school. Bakar Black by Lattafa. All right, the next fragrance we're going to talk about is a fragrance that I found in my local rack store for around $20, $15 or $20. It's a 50 ml bottle. At the time of this recording, I've seen 100 ml bottles of this fragrance online, somewhere in the $30 to $35 price range. This fragrance is by Abercrombie & Fitch, and it is called First Instinct Together. So this fragrance will definitely remind you of fragrances like Invictus or Invictus Aqua. Invictus is known for being, bubblegum sweet, even having, or at least the Aqua flanker, even having, of course, like an aquatic or a watery type of vibe. This fragrance does not list, any sea notes or aquatic notes, but it is definitely aquatic. It has a water aquatic type of feel, but you do get that bubblegum sweetness in this fragrance as well. It is definitely mass appealing. This is one that I think a young person would wear and garner a lot of compliments, because that Invictus DNA, or even a fragrance like Rasasi Hawass that takes on the Invictus DNA, so to speak, is a huge compliment getter. And this being kind of, lower tier, lower level than those fragrances, has that DNA, but still would get you a compliment or two. This is a nice fragrance. I don't wear it a lot, as you can see by the juice. Again, another one of those grab and go, maybe post gym shower type of fragrances for me personally, but a banger for a young person. Compliment getter for sure. First Instinct Together by Abercrombie & Fitch. All right, so the next fragrance we're going to talk about is a decant that I have, but it is a fragrance that has been going crazy on social media, particularly TikTok. I know my man BT Scents is a huge fan of this fragrance. It's because of him that I actually ended up getting this decant. The fragrance we are talking about is Amber Oud Gold Edition by Al Haramain. Al Haramain is a fragrance house that makes inspired by or clone fragrances, similar to, the Lattafa fragrances I talked about previously. This is a clone or an interpretation of Herba Pura by Xerjoff, and this is essentially a fruit basket. This is a extremely fruity, sweet fragrance. I know there's some other notes in here, but really the most important thing you need to know about this fragrance is that it is extremely fruity. This is a fragrance that both a male and a female could wear. Definitely a unisex fragrance. I think I might even throw this on as my scent of the day, because it's going to be extremely hot today, and this fragrance performs extremely well in the heat. This is going to project. You don't need to go crazy on the sprays. Whether you're wearing this in the hot weather or the cold weather, you don't need to go crazy with the sprays on this. But this has a pleasant scent DNA. It is a compliment getter. It is definitely a fruit basket in a cologne bottle, or a fragrance bottle, excuse me. Don't beat me up. But this is a nice one, no doubt. I think young ladies and young men could rock this and be very, very well off for back to school. Amber Oud Gold Edition by Al Haramain. All right, and the last fragrance we're going to talk about is another blue fragrance, that fragrance that gives you that fresh out the shower or shower gel scent DNA. We're talking about a banger for sure. This is Versace Dylan Blue, and this is a very, very nice blue fragrance. Probably when you think about blue fragrances, you think about Dior Sauvage, you think about Bleu de Chanel, and then probably third would be Versace Dylan Blue, or at least arguably third would be Versace Dylan Blue. This is definitely, of those three blue fragrances that are kind of considered the big three of blue fragrances, this is the most affordable. You can get bottles of this fragrance, I think like 50 mLs, you can get in at the $30 price point, and then larger bottles, let's say $60 or less. But this is a shower gel, fresh, clean scent. There is some spice in here. There is an incense note in here that kind of makes this a little bit more darker, but it definitely has a mass appealing vibe. And like Amber Oud Gold Edition, you don't need to go crazy with the sprays on this. This is a performance beast. This is one that you're going to wear at the beginning of the school day, and when you get out of school, people are still going to smell it on you. It lasts a long time. This is a very good blue fragrance, I think, for, junior, senior, college student, I guess anybody in high school. It can work for anybody, but it does have some, spicier, darker accords in it that might make it a bit more mature, but definitely mass appealing. Definitely compliment getting Dylan Blue by Versace. Well, there you have it, guys. 6 fragrances that I think are great options for that back to schooler in your life. Even threw a fragrance in there that the young ladies could rock as well. So I'm definitely glad about that. These are all affordable options too. Depending on bottle size, you can probably find all of these fragrances online, on fragrance discounters, Amazon even, for $60 or less, some even under $30. So we know as parents, we're buying back to school clothes, we're buying school supplies. So it's nice to maybe have a couple of affordable fragrances for that young person in your life who likes fragrances to add to that mix and not have to break the bank. So what back to school fragrances are those young people in your life wearing back to school today? Feel free to throw those in the comment section. I'd love to hear about them. Please check out my social media for more. Please like and subscribe on whatever social media platform you're watching this on. That would be greatly appreciated. Once again, it's your boy Meech, aka the Sillage Saint. Until next time, take care. Peace.